The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Have you ever rearranged your furniture and discovered the carpet underneath looks brand new while the rest of it looks, well, not so new? It's time for a carpet upgrade. At the Home Depot, we have stylish choices at simple prices from all the top brands. Best of all, we can install it for you, starting at only 49 cents per square foot. So all you have to do is pick your perfect floor. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Exclusions apply for licenses. See homedepot.com/license numbers.
All right, like I always say, I pay attention to California, one of our great states, and has turned to complete garbage. Like New York, there's no difference at this point. Los Angeles is like New York City, and I love that state. I talked for many, many years. My beautiful wife, Danielle, would retire one day to Carmel. She ran Big Sur twice, that great marathon, and I still love this state. San Francisco used to be gorgeous. San Diego is lovely, and La Jolla, but it's boring as can be. So the state, they got their issues. They got a horrible governor in Gavin Newsom and a horrible mayor in Karen Bass, like us. We've got Hochul and Mamdani. So I got this girl crew I tell you about all the time. They're on the show all the time. Siggy Blicker down in Boca Raton. There's a bunch of them, but the two big stars are Siggy and my dear friend Stella Escobedo out in California. She was on OAN for a while. Now she's doing her own thing, and she's doing great. I'm very proud of her. Her show's terrific. And she is out in California right now and going to fill us in on what is a huge day coming up this Tuesday. Stella Escobedo, hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Sid. Thank you for having me. Yeah, by the way, anyone can watch my show on YouTube, Stella News, and I actually just had Steve Hilton on my show, and it's a big day, June 2nd. It's a primary in California, but it's a jungle primary. So for people who don't know what that means, it means the top two in for like the LA mayoral race, and you were talking about a governor's race, go to the November election. So it could be for, governor, it could be two Republicans. You got Steve Hilton, you have Sheriff Chad Bianco, and then you have Spencer Pratt in LA, who's running against incumbent Karen Bass, DSA Nithya Raman. So it's a big day, but also, Sid, we've already had early voting going on, and it's looking really good for Spencer Pratt. I mean, but the thing is, with Spencer Pratt, it's a nonpartisan race. So he's not running as a Republican. He's not running as a Democrat. I mean, they know where he stands politically, but you have independents voting for him. You have Democrats, literally Democrats for Spencer Pratt. It's all over social media. People have had enough. You think New York is bad? Sid, I think L.A. is worse.
Now, why do you say that? I've not been out in Los Angeles for a couple of years. I filmed a movie for my friend Danny Ye, and I stayed in Beverly Hills. I know the studios were in L.A., but I haven't been there for a couple of years, to be honest. You've been in both places. You were in New York not that long ago. Why do you think L.A. is worse?
By the way, Danny's great. L.A., I feel, is worse because the homelessness has gotten out of control. You can't ignore it. I grew up in the Valley. Anybody who knows L.A., Sherman Oaks, Encino, it was immune to homelessness. It's like, yeah, you had Skid Row. Back in the day, it was like a row. By the way, it's now 50 blocks. I just drove down it. And now it's everywhere. It's in the Valley. Like, you want to take your child to a McDonald's right around the corner from your house. As a matter of fact, my sister just recorded it. Well, there's a homeless tent right there, and you're afraid to even walk your child there because, they're squatting and pooping all over the place. That's how bad it is. And by the way, the home down the street is worth $5 million. And the police can't do anything about it because their hands are tied. That's how bad it is. And it's become normalized. The crimes become normalized. I mean, my aunt, just a couple of years ago, was living in Encino, which is a beautiful neighborhood, pulls up to her house, gets held at gunpoint. They throw her in the house, okay? They tie her up. It's a real story, okay? Tie her up, her and my uncle. And they were able to get away because their neighbor drove in, and for some reason these guys thought the police showed up. Okay, this is like a $5 or $6 million home. This is what's happening in LA. And Spencer Pratt is coming out and saying, no more, not under our watch. And like you said, you want to retire in LA one day or California. How do you want to retire here if it's not safe?
No, there's no question. That's the big issue. Stella Escobedo on with me this morning. Big day coming up Tuesday, primary day. Both those big races. Mayor, I'm endorsing Spencer Pratt, have for a while. Governor, Steve Hilton, that's my guy, has been for a while. It's not safe. And I saw some of the highlights from the debates, which I enjoyed, a bunch of those. And Spencer Pratt is talking about, okay, no more needle use on the streets. Like, that's a big deal. You would think everybody would want that. Even Karen Bass. Right, even Karen Bass said no to that as well. But all of the crime issues, all of the homeless issues, all of the drug and filth issues, all the corruption issues, really just about everything that destroys a city, whether it's Los Angeles or New York, it seems like this one-time actor, Spencer Pratt, is on the right side, and the other two ladies seem to have a difficult time finding their footing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. You know, growing up in LA, back in the day, my parents used to let us go to the park. Go have fun. Okay, I would never now allow my children to go to a park. You don't know what's there. You got homeless people, you've got druggies, and Spencer Pratt is basically saying the obvious, like, don't believe your lying eyes. Like, we see it, and that's why he is resonating with so many Angelenos who are saying, you're right. I don't feel safe. And as a matter of fact, his campaign that he's running is Make LA Safe for Moms and Our Children. I mean, it's really pretty basic. And then you have Steve Hilton, who I just interviewed. We haven't had a Republican governor since 2006. Okay. And even, the moderate voices, I asked him, I said, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to bring the moderate voices over to vote for you? And the same thing. It's logic. It's common sense now. People have had enough. And California is a beautiful state. You've got the ocean, you've got the mountains, you've got everything. And it's so expensive to live here. And I think a lot of people have said, like, enough is enough. Although the other side, as you know, they always do, Sid, they want to use Trump against, like, TDS. Okay, their TDS is so bad. But I say Trump didn't create the problem that's been happening in California for the last 20 years. As a matter of fact, he wasn't even in politics.
No, listen, everybody runs against Trump. Mamdani ran against Trump, and he had Eric Adams out of the race early and beat Cuomo and clobbered Curtis. Hochul ran against Trump. Everybody here runs against Trump. California, the whole country does the same thing. Now, what we've been noticing, I know you have, is that at least in these GOP primaries, Trump wins every time. I mean, Indiana, he had 5 of those legislators win because he backed them. He ended the career of Bill Cassidy in Louisiana. He ended the career of Thomas Massey in Kentucky. And most recently, his guy Ken Paxton beat the incumbent, which is really tough to do, and beat him nearly 2-1. So these days, if Donald Trump endorses you, especially in these GOP primaries, you're an automatic winner. And the good news for Steve Hilton is he has gotten more than one enthusiastic endorsement from President Trump.
Yeah, absolutely. And Steve Hilton is ready to make California great again. And Californians are ready to allow somebody to make California great again. I have to tell you, there's always speculation that Governor Gavin Newsom might even run for president. I think their biggest fear right now is that we do get a Republican governor in the state of California to expose the corruption, because a lot of people who don't live in California don't understand what's been happening. The homeless industrial complex, billions of dollars poured into the homelessness, and it's only gotten worse. So if we have a Republican governor in our state, we can expose what's happened under Gavin Newsom, who will then go on to want to try to be president. So I think that's important for the entire nation to watch this race.
No, I think he will try. He did say a couple of weeks ago he's not going to. Trump called him stupid. He called himself stupid. He actually called himself stupid. But you got 2 people living in the state of California, neither of which get cheered at local basketball games, who may be running for president. One tried it once, didn't work out so well, Kamala Harris. The other is Gavin Newsom. I don't think either one of them has a legitimate chance. I really don't. But what do you think, honestly, with when it comes to Spencer Pratt, I should say, and Steve Hilton? I know Pratt is getting all the momentum. Everybody's talking about Spencer. He's winning the polls, like you said. He seems to be garnering votes from people who are not Republican. Hilton a little closer, I guess, but he seems to be doing very well, too. Do you expect that both of those guys will make the final 2 come Tuesday?
So. Yeah, I think so. And, I have to tell you, in the elections, when President Trump had the recent election, he won like 6 million votes in the state of California. So I think what's going to get people to come out and vote in the state of California for a Republican also is they on the ballot is, to save our election integrity. So that will bring a lot more people out to vote. And Spencer Pratt, for sure. The only thing that's holding Spencer Pratt back right now are celebrities. You have Lisa Rinna, who's coming out and talking about like, oh my goodness, I don't want Spencer Pratt running.
Lisa Rinna? That big lip doofus, yes, is she still married to Harry Hamlin?
Yeah, I don't know, but here's the best part of it. These people live in Beverly Hills. Sorry to break it to you guys. In Beverly Hills, you don't get to vote for the mayor of LA. They have their own mayor.
Dummies.
So you have all these celebrities who live in their gated communities, who have security guards, who are out there in the media talking about, we don't want a Spencer Pratt because we don't want another reality star because we saw with Trump what's going on. It's like, sit down. Let the Angelinos take this one, okay? The ones who don't live behind gated communities, the ones who have to walk over poop, the ones that have to see zombies all over their neighborhood. Sit this one out.
Oh, terrible. I guess the last Republican governor, you said 2006, that was Arnold, right?
No, there's Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. Arnold.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. I thought you said, yes, Arnold, exactly.
Yes,
yeah,
he was the last one. He wasn't really even a Republican. He was close.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's like, it's been 20 years anyway.
Right. Hilton would be a great fit for your state. Stella, one more time for folks who want to watch your great YouTube show every single day. How do they do that?
They just go on YouTube and type in Stella News, capital S, capital N. I've got all the greatest people on the show. Sid, please come on my show. You can follow me on social media, Stella Escobedo. You can follow me on X, on Instagram, covering it all for you. I'm like almost like the Sid of the West Coast.
Yes, you are. I often refer to you as Sydney with a vagina. How about that? I love you, Stella. Personally and professionally, you do a terrific job. Continued success on your YouTube show, and thank you for this great conversation this morning. We'll talk again very soon. God bless.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?